February 2014. A man stands alone on a rooftop, gripping a metal case. Inside it, a single flash drive containing access to tens of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. He looks around. The city is silent. No one seems to be watching. Then, from the darkness, two armed officers in bulletproof vests appear. The hacker bolts toward the edge of the roof. Just as he reaches it, a black helicopter rises from below. A rope drops. A masked man leans out, hand extended. The hacker grabs the rope and pulls himself up. The helicopter lifts off, disappearing into the fog above the sleeping city. This is the story of how, through negligence, chaos, and one of the worst security failures in financial history, 850,000 bitcoins vanished, the largest crypto theft the world had ever seen. Long before the term crypto exchange even existed, an American named Jed McCaleb launched a small website with a strange name, Mt. Gox, short for Magic, the Gathering Online Exchange. It was literally a site for trading game cards. But in 2010, when Bitcoin was worth less than $1, McCaleb turned Mt. Gox into a Bitcoin exchange. The platform was primitive, almost amateur, but it worked, and early Bitcoin traders flocked to it. Still, McCaleb didn't want the responsibility, so he sold the site to a 26-year-old French programmer, Marc Karpeles. Karpeles moved the servers to Tokyo, settled in Japan, and took full control. And then, crypto exploded. By 2013, Mt. Gox controlled over 70% of all global Bitcoin transactions. It handled millions of dollars a day. It became the bank of Bitcoin before Coinbase, before Binance, before anything modern existed. People trusted it. They didn't know they were trusting a system held together with duct tape. Behind the scenes, the situation was a disaster. The website hadn't been updated in years. The codebase was outdated and barely tested. Balance sheets were tracked manually in a single Excel file. Wallets and user data lived on the same server. There were no logs, no audits, no backups, and every major transaction went through Karpeles himself. If he slept, Mt. Gox paused. If he traveled, the exchange often went offline. He was the CEO, head of security, lead developer, and support staff, all at once. And while the world celebrated Bitcoin's rise, a catastrophe had already begun. Right after Karpeles took over in 2011, hackers gained access to Mt. Gox's hot wallet, the one used for daily transactions. They didn't empty it immediately. They moved slowly, bit by bit, 10 to 50 bitcoins at a time. For years, from 2011 to 2014, over 300,000 silent withdrawals were made, totaling at least 850,000 BTC, and Mt. Gox never noticed. Why? Because the exchange had no system to compare its internal balances with the blockchain. The numbers that users saw in their accounts were literally just editable entries inside a private database. If those numbers didn't match reality, nobody knew. By 2013, things were falling apart. Withdrawals were delayed for weeks. Transactions were disappearing, confusion was everywhere. But by then, it was too late. In February 2014, Mt. Gox halted all operations. Investigators soon discovered the horrifying truth. 850,000 BTC were missing. 750,000 belonged to customers, and 100,000 belonged to Mt. Gox itself. Karpeles claimed a Bitcoin bug, known as transaction malleability, was to blame, but developers proved he was wrong. The bug was real, but it couldn't have caused losses anywhere near this scale. And then, a bizarre twist: Karpeles found 200,000 BTC in an old, forgotten cold wallet he hadn't checked in years. Still, 650,000 bitcoins were gone forever. In 2015, Japanese police arrested Karpeles. He was accused of falsifying balances and embezzling $3 million. But even after a year of interrogation, he insisted he didn't know where the stolen bitcoins went. So Japan brought in an outside auditor, Kraken, a rival crypto exchange. A Kraken blockchain analyst uncovered a trail leading to an offshore platform called BTCE, a dark, hidden exchange with no public interface and zero regulation. U.S. investigators, including the IRS and the Secret Service, joined the hunt. They soon identified the man behind BTCE, a Russian national named Alexander Vinnik. Between 2011 and 2014, Vinnik helped launder over 300,000 of the stolen Mt. Gox Bitcoin. He used scripts to mix transactions, split the coins into hundreds of different wallets, and slowly reintroduced them into circulation. Some were cashed out, many still sleep untouched on the blockchain today. In 2017, Vinnik was arrested in Greece. The US, Russia, and France all demanded his extradition. For 5 years, Greece held him without trial. During this time, his wife developed terminal brain cancer, but he was never allowed to see her again. She died before they could reunite. During his detention, several attempts were reportedly made on his life, likely to silence him. Eventually, he was sent to France, convicted, and then transferred to the United States. In August 2024, he struck a plea deal. But in February 2025, in a political negotiation between Washington and Moscow, Vinnik was suddenly exchanged for an American detainee. He returned to Russia a free man. No more charges. No punishment for laundering hundreds of thousands of stolen bitcoins. So what about Mark Karpeles? The Japanese court ruled that he did not steal the 850,000 BTC, but he was guilty of falsifying accounting data. He received a suspended sentence in 2019. After leaving Japan, he moved to Europe, shifted careers, and in 2023, became the CTO of a startup in Warsaw, Poland, where he still lives today, far removed from the world of crypto. Of the original 850,000 missing bitcoins, 200,000 were recovered. Users were eventually compensated, with many even receiving more fiat value than they originally deposited, thanks to Bitcoin's price surge over the years. But 650,000 bitcoins are still missing, likely forever. The story of Mt. Gox is a stark reminder of the wild early days of crypto and the devastating cost of a single, catastrophic failure. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, please like and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden corners of finance and technology.